Right, this is Ask GMBN. Blake, what do we do here?
We answer all the questions that you've been sending in to us in the comments down below and ask@gmbn.com.
Well, not all of them, but some of them.
Some of them. We're trying to.
Right, let's kick it off. Stephen Daniels, is the softer compound on a tyre worth the extra money for someone on a budget?
On a budget, I wouldn't say. No.
Oh, I would. I disagree.
Why? They're expensive.
Well, because a tyre's actually not that expensive, even if you go crazy.
Quite expensive.
No, for what you get out of a really good compound tyre, it's worth it, I'd say. And it really transforms how your bike feels. You'd be so surprised with the difference a good tyre makes.
I get all of that, but then you're spending money on a soft compound tyre and you're on a budget. It's not going to last that long. You're going to have to buy another one.
They also roll a bit slower.
There you go.
But learning what a tyre can do for your bike, it's worth it.
My advice. Shall I give you my advice?
Yes.
Well, I think your advice on this subject is probably worth more than both of ours.
Stick one on the front, because then you get the benefits of the grip. There's a back one, doesn't matter quite so much, and it'll roll faster. Plus, you can do more skids.
That guy.
He's got it.
That guy.
He's got it. You've done racing before.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fazil Anjum has got a Fox DHX Air 5.0 rear shock. What does the boost valve do on it? He searched it up, we can't find out, but we guys are OG and you the best. Can we help?
I reckon we can.
Yep.
Bang for buck, innit? Pop gives you
Gives you better
I
job.
don't know about that. I'm not sure on this, but I think, if my memory serves me correctly, it's all about ramping up the shock. So the more air you put into that boost valve, the quicker your shock will ramp up, the harder it will get sooner. I think. I used to have one on the old Santa Cruz V10. You should also wind in the cap as well.
It sounds like the buckaroo button
Yeah,
to me.
I've got one.
It sounds like the buckaroo button to me, Neil. That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like
Poink. Yeah.
In fact, I think that's what the boost valve was. You just wound the shock in.
Yeah.
The cap. MTB Life, I've been learning to revert out of a fakie, but still can't quite do it. Do you have any tips to improve?
Oh, yeah, I've got a good one. Common mistake when you're doing anything fakie is to try and race ahead of the roll on your rear cassette, because you're obviously going backwards and you're pedalling backwards so the bike will roll. And there is a tendency to try and spin it backwards quicker, but if you just try and stay just ahead of the cassette, gives you much more time, slows down all the movement, lets you time your hop better.
Keep a bit of pressure on it, on the pedals.
Not pressure, stay just ahead of it, and then so that's the bit to practice is the pedaling backwards
And keep
rather
your
than
weight back.
trying to spin your wheel back and try and fit a hop in, and so that might be worth trying.
Right, Tom Schofield, do you share your workshop with GCN? If so, you should try and leave something in GMBN in the background and troll their channel. Ooh. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Should we stick the rat somewhere?
Let's put the rat in. Let's put the rat in the
rat's up
GCN
there.
show.
We'll stick him in.
Let's do that. Right, it's our secret, and this is not our idea. It's Tom's.
Yeah, I think that's too.
So Tom, the rat's going in the GCN show. Have a look out for it. See if you can spot it. We'll put it in there.
Okay, Rob Blewett has got a question about cornering. It says he started to ride faster and more aggressively, but he finds he's washing out the front wheel a lot, especially when leaning the bike in tighter on higher speed manoeuvres. Do you think this is a bike setup problem with regards to weight distribution or purely body position and technique?
Wow. You want to get that knobbly, you want to get the old
You want to get that soft
compound tyre on the
There you
front,
go.
yeah.
Get the soft
I've
compound.
had bikes before where I've found that I do wash out the front tyre, so it can be down to bike setup, trying to get the bar height and your suspension set so you're pretty much equal weight on front and rear. It can also be techniques, it's hard to say, to be honest.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because you're not totally sold on the old really gentle front angle and
Slack head angles.
front end being a little bit far away. You like being up on top of your front wheel.
I don't like the longer bikes.
Yeah,
Going
that's
trendy.
interesting.
All
That's
these new
interesting.
longer bikes with short stems, I find that I wash the front wheel on those a little bit.
Because all your weight's
And do you
on
think that's because you're not getting the weight on the front wheel because
Yeah.
of the slack end?
Well, I've said this to people and they've said, well, you just got to change the way you ride and get more weight on it. But I don't want to change the way I ride. I've done it for 20 years. Too late.
There's a good.
Too late.
It's too late.
Too late, old dog. Yeah, no, it's tricky.
We have got a video on how to ride corners fast, so check that out. Riding corners fast on a mountain bike can be quite hard, a little bit risky, but it is a lot of fun when you nail it. So this is how to ride corners fast. An interesting question here from Nigel Rantoul. Says he's read in an American magazine that when transporting your bike on a tow-hitched mounted bike rack, Your car exhaust can contaminate your disc brakes and pads.
Well,
What's your view?
my view. Do you want to know the technical view of my view?
Go on.
I think his car's burning a bit too rich and all the fuel's coming out. All his oil and his exhaust fumes are contaminating his discs.
I don't really know.
Or his bike is super low and why is it firing onto his discs?
Could
It's
I-
got to be possible.
Sounds
isn't it?
realistic. I've heard
Yeah.
of people melting their carbon rims with their bikes on the back and the exhaust fumes melting their rims.
Does that mean his bike is set way lower
It must be
than his
really.
bumper?
Well, maybe the pipe. Maybe he's got a pipe that comes up.
Comes
and out.
up and sticks out like a
Yeah.
swan.
I mean, it's got to be possible. It's got to
Yeah,
be
I-
possible.
it is
I think
possible.
so.
So yeah,
I think road contaminants, especially if you have a wet day and all the oil and grime on the
that's
roads.
true. If you think the
flicking
water
up
splashing up
onto
from
your
the
bike.
road could have all sorts.
I think
of
it depends on your
contaminants.
car.
Yeah, if you have an old school car with carburetors, then it's definitely going to stick out some fuel on there, isn't it?
Carburetors.
Yeah, carburetors. Have you...
How old is your car? It has to be pretty old.
That is pretty old.
Anyway, that's a different subject, really.
Yes.
Der Krankmeister. What is Doddy's real name?
Oof.
Igor.
I don't know.
Well,
is
it's
it
Igor.
Igor?
No, his name's Igor
doesn't wanna say.
Rastavnikov, but
Keeps
he
it
pronounces it Igor. And we don't know why he
I
pronounces
did
it
not
Igor.
know that.
I
thought-
didn't know. He keeps it quiet. I heard
He
rumours.
does watch Young Frankenstein.
Oh, he does.
Tim
Igor
LSC.
Dodd.
Can you use old spokes again for a new rim?
Depends on the hub, doesn't it?
If you're keeping the same hub and putting a new rim, it depends. If you're getting a new rim, possible. Different rim.
Could be length.
It could be, the rim could be a different shape, could be deep or something, so not going to work. Also, spokes do stretch,
They do stretch.
so it depends how old the spokes are. I've done it. I've definitely done it.
But getting a set of spokes is not that expensive, is it?
Well, depends.
Depends
Could
what
be a
spokes
Depending
they
on-
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're changing the hub, then it's
Yeah.
very unlikely it's all going to line up. But
Hmm.
I remember watching an old BMX video once, and it had Dave Mirror in there showing how to just take a rim off, and then just lace it straight back in.
Yeah.
Your hub and your spokes straight back into a new rim.
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done
Could
it.
definitely work.
You can do it.
Okay, Manuel Kuhn, I want to begin dirt jumping, but I don't have any spots anywhere near my home. What can I do?
Well, the best way is to build your own jumps. If you're going to start doing it, build your own jumps.
Yeah, that's a big part of learning
yeah.
to jump is understanding the jumps. No better way to find out than actually building one. You can also online buy a few different ready-made jumps now.
You can,
There's
yeah.
those little wooden. They come in little sections. I can forget the name of them now, but they're like flat pack.
Yeah,
Flat pack jump.
Like
And
an
of course,
IKEA flat
they're
pack jump.
IKEA. That's where you can get them. You can't get them in IKEA. but
There's loads
it's
of...
that kind of idea. Sorry, am I an expert on mountain biking? No. Clearly not. You can buy jumps.
You can.
You
Or
buy
just
jumps.
go
You
on
can, of
YouTube.
course, you can buy little
you
plastic
can
ramps
buy a
as well.
spade.
You
Wow.
could buy a spade.
Let's go with a spade, shall we?
Good with mud.
Yes.
Dig up your mum's plants. Don't do that.
Don't do
Go in
that.
your local woods.
It does look nice if you put a plant on either edge of the takeoff, though. That does look.
Right, Sam Putty Pat, do you guys prefer frame only and then build up a custom bike, or buying a complete bike?
Well, I like doing a custom build. But then you are restricted to, if you're on a budget, you buy bits now, then a week later you get this, then you get paid, then you buy that. It takes a while, but you do get to know your bike a lot better.
It takes time to build it up as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm the other way now. I used to like doing that, but now I like getting a complete bike. So you just set it up and you go. But also, they can be a little bit cheaper because the parts are almost subsidised by the bike company. So you get better stuff on your bike for the price sometimes. Next question. Keevesy, what form of education did you guys choose to follow? College, university, etc.? That's an interesting question.
Wow.
I went to college.
You went to college. I went to the University of Life.
No.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm afraid. Yeah, school was not my strong point. No.
You knew?
Yeah.
I did all right at school. I got 3 A stars,
There you go.
7 A's, 2 B's, something like that. And then I went to college, and then I went to uni and dropped out to become a mountain bike rider.
Yeah, oh, yes, I did the same thing.
Yeah. Can we get to the next question?
Harvey Cayley, where is the best place to ride on the Isle of Wight?
Oh! A place called Cheverton Farm. That's a place to go and ride.
Is that?
But it's shut in the winter. Which is a
Yeah,
bit
that sounds difficult. Is it like a public place? Can you go and ride?
Yeah, you can buy it. It's a bike park. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's getting revamped. So if you don't know where the Isle of Wight is, that is on the south coast of England. Tiny little island, and I live there. And there's some good riding.
It can only just fit you on it, can't it?
Yeah, it's really small. It's
very,
big.
very small.
Like my big toe just sits on it. Yeah. I can sit on the beach and put my toe on it. Does that mean I live there?
Regan free run. If you go tubeless, do you have to replace the sealant every so often?
Oh yeah, actually, I don't know. Do you have to?
It goes off after a while. It sort of
How long's a while?
like congeals into like a ball.
Oh.
I don't know. It depends on the conditions where you live, how hot, or whatever. I would say in the UK, it probably lasts the best part of a year.
Oh wow!
And then you get a bit more of the stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like literally start to hear that?
You can do if you take a wheel
like
out and
marbles.
rattle it, you'll hear something. But riding it, I don't think you really notice.
I am new to tubeless. So.
I'm a
didn't know,
tubeless virgin,
Yeah.
so
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's get you.
don't know much about it.
Doddy has done a video on top 5 mistakes you're going to make when you go tubeless, so don't make it.
That was pretty good, actually. That was really good.
Setting your tyres up tubeless on a mountain bike has a lot of benefits when you're riding on the trail, but it doesn't always go to plan when you get them set up in the first place. So with that in mind, we're going to take you through some of the things that go wrong when you set your tubeless tyres up. Here we go.
It's time for the quick fire round. Neil, go for it.
All right. Dave Zimmerman, what are the most stylish tricks on a mountain bike?
Table. Whip.
X up.
What?
No.
No.
Tabletop.
And whip.
And whip. Same thing.
X up.
No. Next question.
James Chernegger, how do you make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
You get bread, peanut butter, jelly. That's it. There isn't really much to it.
Sounds disgusting.
That sounds
It's not a
Peanut
sandwich.
butter and jelly sandwiches
Sandwiches
are...
should be cheese or something like that.
No.
And tomato.
Peanut butter and jelly is lovely.
Ames Carl, are nuke-proof bikes really nuke-proof?
Ooh, dunno.
No, they're
No.
actually not. No, because nothing is.
Okay.
No.
Steve Reese, is the Fails and Bales song going to be released in time for Christmas #1?
Oh,
God, I
I
hope
don't know.
not.
We're still recording it.
Yeah, we're still working on it. Can't hurt. Which video? Which song?
Hacks Rogers.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Fails and Bales.
Forgot the words.
No.
Thomas Ashcroft, do I need a torque wrench?
I've never used one.
There you go. That's
I
the
have
answer.
never used one.
I've never used one.
I have never used a torque wrench. I just go with like tight.
And then clicks.
Really?
You need a
Sorry.
torque wrench. Jamie Hammond, I have a cyclocross bike. Can I use it on a green downhill trail?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can.
Suzy Schram, is it possible to do a bunny hop on a fat bike?
Ooh! Yes.
Yes.
Why did I go like that?
Definitely is.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Kikri Shuya, is it a good idea to do a 20-foot drop on a hardtail?
I've done one. Not really.
It's not a good idea, is
No,
Your knees
the
are gonna
teeth
hurt.
missing in my head would suggest that it ain't a great idea.
it? Is that when you did onto
Yeah.
the beach and your shoulder exploded?
Yeah, and I chinned the saddle.
Oh.
20-foot drops are a long way down. If you're going into a nice steep landing, that's not too bad.
Or a beach?
A beach that's flat that will stop you dead. No, definitely not. That was a good quickfire,
That was
Neil.
very good. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Good questions,
I
thank
don't
you very
think you
much.
should be allowed to choose the questions anymore. No. Well, thanks for sending in your questions to ask@gmbn.com, #askgmbn, and remember, comments down below. Been a great ask this week. Talking about bunny hops, could we throw these guys to some bunny hops?
Yes.
Bunny hop, fat bike world record over there.
Yes. And over here, a video on how to help you do a bunny hop.
Yeah, how to learn it. Don't forget to click on the old globe here to subscribe. It's right in my way, actually. And give some thumbs.
Got some swag as well. If you check out the GMBN store, it's a Black Friday
Ooh,
t-shirt.
yes.
It's sort of reflective in the dark.
Thumbs up for the glow in the dark.
Make it go dark.
Make it go dark.
Aiden,
Aiden, go make it go dark.
Go make it
Aiden.
go.
There you go. There you go. Look at that. Wow.